Hey guys, what's up? Um, so today we're going to be talking about last week's episode of the American Horror Story Apocalypse. It was titled Fire and Regain. I'm just going to give you quick reviews about it of like what I remember. Um, Honestly, I think the past few episodes, if I'm not mistaken, the past two episodes, the endings for those episodes have left me like really like you want more, like I feel like they need to explain so much more where the endings feel like that's it, that's all this episode's going to be about. It's like, all right, I gotta wait till next week. So I was waiting for this one, Fire and Regain, and I thought it was another episode where I was still not like, oh, like how I was before. um I was just really like, okay, it was like up and down. It was at me like, oh my god, like okay, that's interesting. But then like, it got boring. Some moments got boring where I was just like, I was losing interest little by little. So I was going up and down about it. And then the ending for Fire and Regain was like, really, like that's all. I don't know. I felt like they still have so much more to talk about, which I'm gonna get. I'm gonna also talk about in this video about the previews for the next episode, which will be apparently the last episode of this season, Apocalypse. So I'm gonna share some thoughts about that. But yeah, let's just rewind a little bit to not last week's episode, but 2 weeks ago. The other episode, I forgot what it was called. I think it was Sojo Ruin, something like that. It was a story about Michael, of how he started understanding like what his destiny was supposed to be about. He starts like believing like, okay, this is what I was meant to do. And I thought it was an interesting episode, because for the son of Satan, he even tells these people, these Satanists, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how I'm supposed to bring the end to the world. No one gave me an instruction manual. I know I have a name to live up to, but it's like, I just don't know what to do. So he's kind of like torn apart. I'm sure his character, I love the way the actor portrays the character. It just feels like, he's torn apart of like, he wants to do good, but at the same time, he's like pure evil because that's just how he was born. Especially since he was born from uh, what's his name, Tate, who pretty much murdered a lot of people and did some messed up stuff in Murder House. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, I thought it was an interesting episode, but at the same time, I was just like, whatever. Like, okay, interesting. I understand they're trying to explain these stories of how it's building up to the very end of this season. So I'm just like, okay, uh, let's bring it back up. Bring back the excitement. Bring back make it more interesting. For me. So I was hoping this episode, last week's episode of Fire and Game was gonna be a little more interesting. It was not. I don't know about you all. Maybe to you all, it was like really good. But to me, I was just like, same thing. I thought it was interesting that when what's her name? Hold on, guys. I gotta check out. I'm so bad with these names. What's her name? Billy. Who is she playing? Carrie Fisher's daughter. The character that she's playing. Lord. Mallory, or whatever. Mallory. Uh, I thought it was interesting that she was able to travel back in time to help that other witch that was performing a barrier spell for her fellow witches back in the days when, uh, witches were being killed. It was not, if they found out you were a witch, they would kill you. It was interesting to see that part and all that. I feel like they should involve more stories about the coven, because I feel like it's so much more interesting to me learning stuff about, the witches, the coven, all this other stuff. I don't know because these two characters, the character that what's his name, Evan Peters is playing, like, and the other guy with those weird hairstyles, I'm just like, what's with them? I felt like they're unnecessary characters for now. I understand they're the ones who created the robots, which leads to how Michael they brought back Michael's mom into a robot. So just like, okay, whatever. But at the same time, I don't like them. I don't like those characters. I feel like there's no reason for them to be there, but they are. So it's like whatever. And then we also learned about Miss Venable, of how she got promoted to being, the leader of one of the districts, which will take place later on in the future, of like what she's gonna do. I like her. I kind of like her character, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like you're also just not important, but it's whatever. I do like the costume. I don't know. To me, it looks like a Comic Con type of costume or something. I do like her hairstyle and everything, and I love that Sarah Paulson does a good job. But at the same time, just like the actress playing these three different characters, uh, Billy Dean Howard and Cordelia, it's just like I would have had her just play two. This Venable could have been played by anybody else, but it is what it is. So it's just like whatever. Um, but I see in this episode of Fire and Regain, we had some losses as well. I was kind of disappointed that we lost. What's her name? The new actress that came out in this show. Hold on one second. What's her name? What's her name? She's from Dynasty. She came on the show Dynasty. What's her name? Collins something. Joanne Collins. There we go. I was sad to see that she died. What after Michael and his robot mother broke into the Coven Witches' house, um, and they started attacking the students, the girls, the witches. Um, she ended up dying. So I was just like, oh man, I really liked her character as that one. I didn't like her how the character she was playing in the very beginning. She died, so I was just like, whatever. But I do like the actress though. I think she's a terrific actress. It makes me wonder, like, why would she be in a show like this? But it's like she's in it, so it's cool. I think she's very talented, and it's cool that she's in the show. But I was disappointed that they killed her off. So I'm just like, damn. Okay, so that's it. I understand that she was only gonna play two characters, so that's it. Who knows if they're gonna bring her back? I don't think so because I thought, okay, I thought this character that she's playing, she was gonna come back in the future, but they were gonna like do that spell where they're gonna make her believe that she was a different person. But apparently she's actually playing two different characters, so that character is completely different from the first character she's playing. I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. Gallant, that's the name of the first character, I believe, or yeah, because the character witch she's playing is Bubbles, and I thought Bubbles was gonna be the same character, that came out in the very beginning, the character she was playing, Gallant, the one that didn't accept her. Well, she kind of accepted her grandson of homosexuality, but she didn't at the same time. Um, I thought it was gonna be the same character, but apparently it's not. So we lost a witch, and apparently we lost one of our other main witches. Where I was just like, damn, we lost Zoe and we lost Queenie. I was just like, damn. I was shocked, but at the same time, I was like, wait, I'm sure they're gonna bring them back because that's how American Story is, and especially with this coven, which is they always bring each other back with their resurrection spell. But when Cordelia went back to the house to try to bring them back to life from their bodies disappeared, and that's when she realizes like what happened to them, like where did they go? I couldn't bring them back. Madison remembers like when she went to the murder house, that Michael has this power where he can make your soul disappear, like if it never existed. Your soul embodied like if it never existed. So Cordelia was just like, damn. Even I was like, shit. So there's no way that they could bring back Zoe and Queenie? Because I thought that sucked. I really liked the characters from The Coven season 3, and I kind of didn't like how they died. I mean, they just brought back Queenie. I thought they did a justice, bringing her back, because I thought when they killed her off in the hotel, I was upset. I was disappointed. I was just like, they brought this character into this season of Hotel just to show like, oh, they cross paths, they're all connected, and then just to kill her off. I thought she was a very popular character, and just seeing her get killed off like that was just like, really? Like, what the fuck? And then, they bring her back in this one. I thought, all right, good job. They did a good job. They fixed something, but they kill her off. So I'm just like, damn, okay. And now she can't come back at all. I'm hoping there is a way to bring them back, because I was just like, wow, the way they died, I kind of didn't like it. I felt like they could have still tried fighting to the death, something, but they were just like, boom. and they were killed by the robot mom, which I was like, I don't want her to kill, these witches. I would rather have Michael kill them by them, fighting each other, but it didn't happen. Of course, you can't expect that from a show. Um, but yeah, it's what had happened. I was disappointed. I don't know about you guys. Did you accept their deaths? Because I don't. I still don't. I wish there, in the future episode, the last episode, they bring them back some way or somehow, because I just didn't like the way they were killed off. I just didn't, because I thought, they were such lovable characters from season three, and in this season, we were very happy to have them back. But I know eventually we were gonna have deaths. I expected that, but I didn't expect it to be that quick and easy. Where I was just like, wow, you know. But it happened. So I do hope there's a way they can come back, and if not, that's disappointing for me. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, anyways, in this season, sorry, in this episode, last week's episode, and Fire Regain, uh, we continue on about other stuff. The what's her name? Mallory travels back in time, and then Miss Venable gets promoted to take care of this district. You see how she got to be the leader in control of that district, and that's it. That's mostly the stuff I remember were like important to me, where I was like, okay, all right. Everything else was just boring. I didn't like those two characters, the one that Evan Peters plays, and that's it. And at the end, Michael, is with this Satanist cult people, telling him like, this is how we're gonna end the world, and then boom, that's how it ends. So I'm just like, really? Like, I want more. Like, I felt like they still need to explain more. And then seeing the previews for the last episode of this season, I was just like, oh my god, like really, you're gonna end it? Like, because I know, if I'm not mistaken, or I haven't seen Cult, but I think if Roanoke had 10 episodes, maybe. I think I could be wrong, because I remember in the what is it, up to season 4 or 5, they've had 12 episodes for each season, but this season only has 10. So I'm just like, damn, they couldn't make it to 12, because I feel like they still have so much more to explain, and I'm worried for the last episode that they're gonna cram everything all up into an hour 45-minute episode, where I don't know what they're gonna do. And it seems like they always tend to do that ever since season 4. um, I've noticed that they especially in Roanoke, they tend to like squeeze so much at the very last episode, where it just leaves you like a little unsatisfied. I don't know, for me personally, maybe for you all, they're like, oh, you're okay with it. But for me, I felt like, the story starts off really good in the beginning of these seasons, but at the end, they try to, it fucks up. Like, you felt like, I don't like that ending. I mean, to me, like the story needs to have like a good ending, and I felt like these past seasons, they're not having that. But I don't know. That's why I'm hoping that in the last episode, we get a fight. This is what I'm expecting. All right, let's talk about this. Hold on one second. Let me take a look at this American Horror Story. Let's take a look at the little preview here. Um, I don't know about you guys, but yeah, like, what are your thoughts about it? What do you expect to happen in the very last episode? Because I don't want it to fuck up. I don't, because I think this season has been really good. I guess because it involves the coven and the murder house. I think they've done a really good job of explaining a lot of things. You know what? Maybe in the last episode, because I'm thinking about it. If you all remember Murder House, it was actually more than an hour episode, which I was happy, because I like that they had, they extended it so they could explain a lot, which they really needed to do. So I'm hoping that in the last episode, it will be more of an hour last episode, because like I said, I feel like they still need to explain a lot of stuff, and I'm worried that they're gonna just cram it all up. So in the preview, you see like there's zombies coming up from the ground, and I guess that's when the apocalypse is we're about to see like how the world ends, which I feel like we don't have to, because they already showed that in the very first episode. but whatever. And it seems like there's a little part right here. The voodoo witch that betrays the coven that allowed Michael and his robot mother to come into the coven and assassinate them all, except for Cordelia and Murder Snow with Molly. Excuse me. It seems like from the preview, she's gonna defend Michael and fight against Cordelia, Murder Snow, and Madison, which would be kind of interesting because she did betray them. So, and she kept saying, I remember in the last, I believe in episode 3, when they brought her back to life, they were recruiting each other like, we all need to stand together and fight Michael or whatever. We need you, Molly. What's her name? I'm so sorry. Mallory. They brought back Mallory and everything, and they're getting ready to fight because Michael's coming. But the voodoo witch was just like, oh no, count me out of it. I'm staying. I'm just here to watch. But it seems like in a little short preview, there's a clip where she's standing against Cordelia and the other witches, and behind her is Michael. So it's like it looks like she's defending him. She's ready to defend him. So it's like, oh, it'll be interesting to see what's gonna happen there. Let's see. We see the apocalypse. We see Michael's like beaten up and like scratched up and bleeding. So I really do hope to see a fight. And then Cordelia's crying. And she blows something. I think she's crying because that blow or something, that dust that she's blowing out of her mouth, from her hands, I'm sorry, is probably that spell that's gonna like brainwash Mallory and the other witch that could like taste, that can sense how much sugar is in a food or something, which is kind of like a dumb spell, but whatever. When they lose their memory and they have this other memory where they're somebody else. So you see what I mean? Like they need to show about that. Like how did Mallory and the other witches lose their memory and then they start living this other life. The apocalypse need to show I guess if they wanted to show the apocalypse again, they could. How Michael and the other Satanists, like, did he kill him off or what? Like what happened to the other Satanists? What happened to the other people? What else? How did Cordelia, Myrtle Snow, and Madison survive? Are they alive or did they die? Because a lot of theories are going around. In episode 3 of Apocalypse, they were saying the only reason why Cordelia, Madison, and Myrtle Snow are alive is because since it's Halloween, we're familiar that on Halloween Day, spirits are free to roam wherever they want. So maybe this is Cordelia, Myrtle Snow's, and Madison's last chance to go bring back the memories of Mallory before they die and take a last stand against Michael before I guess they go back to the afterlife, or I don't know. That's a theory. I really hope it's not a true theory, because I hope Cordelia and Myrtle Snow and Madison are still alive. I feel like Myrtle Snow might die. She's like died so many times, but I feel like she might die this time. Madison, I kind of feel like she's changed. I feel like she's become, a better person, a better witch. I'm not too sure she'll die. I kind of don't hope she'll die, but if she dies, I'll accept it. But I hope it's a meaningful death, like meaning I hope she fights to the end. I hope she fights to the death, and I hope she has, like a cool death, not a pathetic death the way Queenie and Zoe were killed off. I don't want that. And the same for Myrtle Snow. I hope she does something to Michael that it was her last spell and then she dies, but not like so instantly. I hope like Cordelia and her have like a last minute talk, but I guess it depends of what's going on in that situation, like if they're still fighting or whatever. We'll see what happens. Basically, yes, I do want them to have a good death where they die fighting. Cordelia, on the other hand, it just seems like she's dying, and yeah, Mallory is the new Supreme. From the very beginning, when I found out that Cordelia is dying, I didn't want her to die. I really do hope that she lives but at the same time, it seems like she's gonna die because yeah, she's fading away, and we already have a new Supreme rising. So it's a toughie. It's a toughie. I'm kind of scared for the final episode because I don't know what to expect. I am already expecting things like I'm already telling you, but at the same time, I'm just like, I just hope it's a good final episode because I still feel like they're gonna explain a lot. Now, here's my theory. What if it's not the very end of this season? I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be the end, but what I mean is like, what if the story will continue on the next season, next year's season? What if this apocalypse season will have another season and the story will continue next year? Um, which I feel like I will be okay with as long as if this story doesn't have a satisfying ending and it sucks in a very horrible way, I hope the story continues in the next season, unless they already have something else planned for the next season. Well, whatever. But that's what I'm hoping for. If it continues, then great. I guess they do have a plan uh, for this story. But if not, I'm just so worried that they're going to cram it all up and then fuck it all up. They're just going to be like, okay, we'll do that, and bam, there, end of this season. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all are excited for the next season. It's going to be a whole different story, and it's like, you know, a lot of us fans who love the Coven and Murder House and all that. We're waiting for this moment to happen, and if you're going to end it like that, where it's just shitty, then that sucks. You just like, wasted a whole season. But I really hope it doesn't end like that because it's been, like I said, I love the season. It's been a good story so far. I just hope they don't fuck it up in the last episode. But who knows? I guess I shouldn't expect the unexpected. I should just, not expect too much. I should just like, sit down and be like, all right, let's do this. Let's see how they're gonna end it. Uh, so yeah, I expect a fight. I really do hope. I'm expecting to see a fight, a really cool fight. So yeah. Other than that, we'll just have to wait and see. Uh, Also, I don't know. I feel like will they be able to get through Michael to help him come to the good side, or will it be evil? At the same time, and will they let him live? At the same time, and then also they have to explain how are they going to bring back how they're going to bring the planet Earth back to life after the apocalypse. Because they said the witches they can, this world can be saved, and how are they going to do that? They have to explain that part too. You see what I mean? Like, there's going to be so much to explain, and I hope they do expand it to a more than an hour episode because I feel like there is a lot to explain. So yeah, what are your thoughts about it? What do you expect to see in the last episode of American Horror Story? Are you okay that it's gonna be that this season only had 10 episodes? Do you think it should have had 12 episodes in order for them to have enough time to explain a lot more with the story? Or do you think they already have a plan where, I think the 10 episodes are enough where I think they got it all figured out with how the story should end. Um, did you like how Queenie and Zoe died? Do you think they'll come back? Um, do you want them to come back? Did you like their deaths? All this good stuff. Let me know in the comments below and share your thoughts. These were my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed my say on this, my review about this episode. But yeah, okay. I'm just gonna end it here, guys, because I'm just gonna keep talking and talking. I look forward to tomorrow night's episode, and let's just hope for the best, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a good night. Take care of each other and stay warm because it's already cold over here in my city. So yeah, let's hope it snows and take care of each other. Thank you so much. Goodbye.